Today was a really weird day for Destiny, for me at least, where we had the reveal of Renegades that went into the launch of Ash and Iron, and my emotions are all over the place. Like, there are a lot of things I'm really excited about, there's a lot of things I'm just not vibing with, and then there's a lot of things that I'm completely apathetic about. And man, I normally wouldn't do videos like this, but I just need to like get it out of my system somewhere that's not the cesspool of Twitter. So I want to start off by saying, like, I don't know about you guys, but I am so thankful that they brought back the Vidoc, man. I mean, you say what you will about any of the content that actually came out today. That bit of marketing, like the launch stream for Renegades and like all of this reveal stream and stuff, was incredible. I don't think I've been that excited for like a piece of Bungie media or marketing since the second reveal of the final shape, where they, you know, introduced the Dread and Prismatic and stuff. Like, I was watching through the stream and the Vidoc, and I was just getting so insanely hyped. And I am very hyped for Renegades. I think they seem to be leaning into it a lot more than they did with Edge of Fate, and I think that's one of the things with Edge of Fate that didn't really resonate with me. And I think, you know, if they're gonna be leaning into these niche ideas for Destiny, you can't play it safe. You have to send it, and it's gonna make it so some people really like it and some people don't, but at least there's variety of content, and, you know, it feels super creative and like they're really trying to go for something. Edge of Fate, they were trying to do the whole puzzle-y thing, but they kind of didn't go for it all the way, and so people who like puzzles like myself were kind of like, okay, there's like two great puzzles, and then people who don't like puzzles were like, we hate this, and so no one was really happy. With Star Wars or with Renegades, they seem to really be going for it. The bounty hunter mode seems awesome, the lightsaber looks impeccable, all the new enemy designs look incredible, the new activity with an optional bounty hunter system looks really cool. I'm very excited to see more about Renegades, and the stream showing that off, and the Vidoc was perfect. They were excited about it. Stuff, information, the footage that they wanted to show us, all that stuff was delivered in a very deliberate way. And then after the Vidoc, they used the dev on the couch format to go into things further and break down some questions that they knew we were likely to have. So, like, across the entire stream, like the entire hour-long ordeal, 0 notes, perfectly executed. That was awesome. I really also like the approach that DMG and Robbie Stevens were taking, where they were saying, like, hey, there's a lot of noise in the community right now. Like, people are giving a lot of feedback. So let's take a second and let us relay the information as we are hearing it from you. So Robbie would be like, we hear that you have X problem with the game. This is how we are interpreting your feedback. Here is how we are able to address this as quickly as possible, but some things take time, so for a full fix, it's going to take us a little bit longer, and here's what we're committing to in the more long term. And they did that for like 10 different things in this stream, really laying out the development process, saying, hey, we hear you, we're going to do some short-term fixes to make it better, but we're going to truly fix this in the long term. And I think that's really cool. The problem with that is a lot of the things that they heard us on didn't translate to Ash and Iron. And that's really where I'm just so conflicted, man. I'm so conflicted. Ash and Iron obviously wasn't going to be the biggest thing in the world. It's a free-to-play update, but it came out today, and, you know, the Plaguelands came back in the form of Reclamation, or the Reclaim activity, and I started playing. And it's fine. The activity's fine. Like, I'm just not really motivated to play it for a variety of reasons. First off, when it's been a couple of weeks of not playing Destiny, like I've been playing Destiny Rising, I've been getting hyped for Borderlands 4, people have been playing Silksong. When you come back to Destiny and you're like, I cannot wait to jump into this new activity, I just want to get into the Plaguelands, and you're greeted with the portal screen, and then it's like, select your modifiers. Holy shit, is that just an absolute buzzkill, where it's like, pick your modifiers. You're either not gonna have a HUD, or you're not gonna have ammo, or you have to use a bunch of gear that's not in your loadouts, and we just made locked loadouts not give you as many points, so you have to put on 80 modifiers to get any loot that's even worth it. Holy holy brothers and sisters at Bungie, like, please, I don't know, I don't hate the portal, like, I like the core ideology behind the portal. I like the idea of, you know, subsidizing or supplementing rather new content or the lack thereof with old content. I think that's a really smart idea to kind of fill the gaps and keep things going longer and stuff. But holy, for new content, you have to make it easier to engage with like that. You are going to lose people. It has to be so easy to go in and have fun and get meaningful rewards. And I don't even know what to say. If someone like myself with as much time as I have in Destiny and interacting with the portal system, if I am immediately turned off, I cannot even imagine like a normal person. So, man, that just a bad start. The optional mission in the tower was cool. The vibes were kind of weird though, because it was like we were fighting in the tower, but it didn't feel like a big deal, but it should have been a big deal, and no one was really like, hey, this is a big deal. Just like, oh, nonchalantly, hey, we have 2 enemy factions in the tower. Kind of weird. That's my only feedback there, but it's fine. Whatever. Whatever. The activity itself, fine. It's fine. Pretty bare bones. Some of the loot seems really interesting, but, you know, we're not going to be getting tier 5s right off the rip. And I don't know about you guys. I don't really care about loot unless it's tier 5. But in order to get tier 5s at least consistently from this event, I have to go grind power. And what is still the best way to grind power, ladies and gentlemen? It's Encore, it's Star-Crossed, it's Solo Ops. And I cannot express to you how little interest I have in spending 100 more hours there before grinding Reclamation for a God Roll crossbow or the new shotgun or whatever. I just don't want to do it. And so I thought I might be down to do it. I hopped into an Encore with my friends, and I literally immediately was like, I don't fucking want to do this. And so I stopped doing it, and I just left my friends. So sorry to Chemo and Mork for leaving you guys high and dry, but I really did not want to do that shit, and I didn't realize it until we started doing that shit, and it was not fun. There was also a bug today where certain comp modes, Clash, were ending really quickly, and it was giving you power faster than anything else. They, of course, patched that immediately, because they always do stuff like that. But the light grind might also be bugged in a way where if you're above 400, literally everything is a +1 drop, not +3, like it probably should be until 500 to 550. So it's just a combination of you have this new content, and I should be excited to play it, and I should be excited to grind out these new things, but there's a barrier of entry, and then I've got to grind light before I grind all the loot, and the activity itself is fine. There's cool stuff. It's a combination of Nether and Overthrow, which is sounds cool, but I just running it it just doesn't. And Borderlands comes out in 2 days, and Destiny Rising is here, and 2 new characters come out in Destiny Rising in 2 days, and man, you just got to make it easy to have fun in your game and get loot, and that's just where I am. And all the things that I'm excited for in Ash and Iron didn't happen today. It feels very kind of like I'm eager to wait for things now. It's the exotic mission doesn't come out until October, and that's fine. They said they still need more time to work on it, and I would rather them finish it and it be a good activity. But nothing is happening today. The Epic Raid got pushed back a week because it needed some more time to work on bugs. And that's great. I'm glad they openly acknowledged that. And they're like, hey, we didn't want to launch this as buggy. We'll see how that launch actually goes. But once again, that further isolates. So for the next 3 weeks, all we have is this activity, which doesn't even give you good loot until you grind light doing the stuff that we've already been doing, and they power capped us before. And so it's I could have spent the last month preparing for this, but I couldn't because they literally stopped me from doing that. And so now I can't enjoy the new stuff and the new loot, and it's man, it's all over the place. Iron Banner's coming back next week. I don't really care about that. I'll guild it, of course, I always do. Festival of the Lost sounds awesome. They said there's multiple new activities. One of them is a 6-player activity that's super chaotic. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to wait for that. There's new cool cosmetic stuff, but it's in Eververse. And then one that's really niche to me, there's no triumphs, there's no seal, like there's no title, and it's like, for me, max triumph score, every title, every guild, it's like, when there's nothing to do in the game, at least I know there's that to keep me going. But the portal launched earlier with Edge of Fate, no guild associated with it, no grind associated with it other than light, no triumphs or anything. Ash and Iron launch, there's no warlord title, there's no reclamator, I don't know, reclamation title. Like there's nothing, there's no extra reason to do anything. And it just, I don't know, like a lot of this content, I want to be excited for Ash and Iron, but it's just like, I'll be excited in 3 weeks when stuff actually starts coming out, I guess. So that's where I am here. Renegades looks incredible. I'm so, like, Bungie, please, if you take anything away from today, like, A, make it easier to play the new activities and get loot and just have fun, but please keep doing the Vidoc thing. Like, I don't know about, like, I'm sure you guys have metrics and market assessment teams and, you know, community response teams or whatever. Like, I'm sure you guys are on the analytics, but just anecdotally on Twitter, on Reddit, like, people loved that thing in my chats. People loved the Vidoc in the reveal, and this was like a good live stream reveal, which has not been the community sentiment in well over a year. So let's keep doing that because it was awesome. Very excited to see that energy going into, like, our next look at Marathon, for instance, compared to the original Marathon reveal. So that's kind of where my head is at. I know this was a little bit rambly, but man, I just, like, I was on stream and I was so excited to play the new content, and all of a sudden I just, like, I felt bad, man. I was so excited. I was on this high from Renegades and the reveal, and I was so excited. I cannot wait to play that. And they were talking about all this exciting stuff coming with Ash and Iron, but none of it's here. And then it's just like, man, but we got this one activity that you can't even really efficiently farm yet. So that's where my mind is. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys in Destiny Rising and Borderlands 4. Have a great day. Subscribe or whatever. I doubt this is your first video of mine, but it might be. Yeah, have a great night.